right, we are live. Welcome to beautiful Miami, Florida. It's a gorgeous day here. It's about, 72 degrees, I'd say. A little bit warmer than my hotel room. And yeah, just gorgeous. You know, nice looking people walking around. That's how Miami is. A little bit of wind, a little bit of chop in the sea, but it's still gorgeous. I just got off of a boat. I was on a boat. I was on this really fun boat called the Summit at Sea, which is sort of like a combination of TED, like a TED conference, and Burning Man. At least that's how it was described. I don't know if I would really say it's a combination of those two. It's kind of its own thing. And now back decompressing for a night. Actually staying right there in that tall white building. It's the Ritz-Carlton there in Bal Harbour. And I'm out taking photos right now. Here's the whole scene. I've got my my Sony here, doing a few HDRE shots. Hey Gene from Wyoming. The temperature here today is a good 72, maybe 73. Kind of humid, but a nice breeze. Hey Baku, Prakesh, what's going on? Yeah, let me know where you guys are watching from. Well, hello Reva Gunther. Surf is up, Tim Murphy, but I'm not seeing any surfers out here so far. I think there was a big surf that came in last night, because now there's this sort of steep ridge. I came on a jog yesterday. I was feeling very sporty, and this was all smooth, but now there's a big kind of little cliff there. Lonely Bucket. Maybe I should take a picture. I call it Lonely Bucket on the beach. Hey Denise from Arkansas, from Kansas. Namaste, Bahu Prakesh. Marie Headley, Fleming Island, Florida. Hey dude. Hey dudette Marie. What's going on? Emily, yes, I did hang out with Quentin a little bit. I wouldn't say we're besties, but he was like a normal guy. He would come to the pool. Here, I'll flip this around so you can see me in my sun hat. There you guys are. I notice a lot of these Floridians out here, they're just like really just bronzing themselves up. I'm not really like that. I'll flip it back around. You want to see the beach, you don't want to see me. Okay, flip it around. Here we go. John says, if I go a bit further north to my hotel, there's a nice jetty to photograph at sunrise. Sounds good. Hey Mona from India, welcome to Miami. Hey Amar from Saudi Arabia. Anne Marie wants to know where Aurora for Windows is. We're working on it, I promise. Because here's a news alert, I'm actually thinking about switching to Windows. Yeah, that's right. I'm fed up with Mac. Mac, you're dead to me, Mac. That's another, we'll talk about that another time. Ooh, a moody cloud is coming over the beach. Moody cloud. This is sort of a partly cloudy day. Hey Frederick, what's going on? Hey Daweed from Poland. Yeah, so anyway, let me kind of share with you what I learned on this boat. It's a fun boat because there's basically talks all day long about science and creativity and art and all that kind of stuff I'm into, you know. Hey Kier, you're the London Eye. Nardis from South Africa. So cool. So cool. Yeah, and so I saw all these really interesting people like Quentin Tarantino and David Schmidt and Gary Vee and huge list of people. There's even this really inspirational girl from North Korea. She escaped North Korea. Her name is Hyunseo, and she wrote this best-selling book about it. Just, you know, really impressive people there. But anyway, I would say like one of the biggest things I came out of it with is I noticed all these, you know, very successful people that are in these creative fields. Universally, 100%, none of them came from traditional education, and universally, they all said, you know, do not send your kids to university. get rid of institutionalized learning, kind of this, this post-industrialized educational system is kind of poisoned so many people into thinking there's a right way to do things, or you're supposed to do this, or you're supposed to do that. The overall key seems to be just go out and try things. Don't be so judgmental of yourself. Work hard, bust your ass. Be creative. Go ahead and fuck up as much as you want to. Occasionally you'll have some successes. You figure it out as you go along once you figure out what you're passionate about. And we're back. So it started with Quentin Tarantino. It started with Quentin Tarantino, and he was talking about when he was a kid, like 6, 7, 8 years old growing up, that his parents let him see whatever movie he wanted to see. So he ended up seeing, of course, all these, PG, rated R stuff. So connection problems over. Sorry. So Tarantino, one of the first guys I listened to, and connection problems. Sorry, live crew. I don't know what to tell you. What's up with your internet here, Miami? Let's make it smooth. Well, so Tarantino got to see all these rated R movies when he was 7, 8, 9 years old, and it made him like a really intensely into movies. He really got into them because he would, go back and tell all of his friends about the secret underground world of movies, and he got really into it, and that made him wiring. And he started making movies very young, and really got into it. And I think that's why he became quite successful. That's what he attributes a lot of it to, is his very untraditional upbringing, where he didn't kind of out on the edge, always making a lot of mistakes, and now he's just comfortable with that, right? Because I think a lot of grown-ups don't like making, perfectly okay. It's not that bad. That's how you learn. Gary Vee was great too. Connection problems. Hello, Ursula. What's going on? I gotta fix the camera. I know. Hey, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's bad internet here. I guess. All right. Maybe. What's going on? Okay, is this working? Oh my gosh. Weakconnection.com. Well, maybe I will come back and I will tell you more about these stories, because I don't want them to be interrupted. All these little nuggets of truth I picked up. Hear what I found out from Gary Vee. Super nice guy. It's actually our first time to meet, even though we have the same agent in Hollywood. They do all our speaking engagements. He does it all the time. I do it very rarely. That guy's a machine. He's very impressive. I mean, I got a lot of energy, but that guy has a lot of energy. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit too. I was interesting to hear his answers on energy and why he has so much of it. I have my own theory too on kind of artistic, photographic, creative energy. We'll go through that another time. Hey, maybe our connection's back. Here we're about to go over this little wall. All right, we're gonna make an athletic Jason Bourne move over this mall. Whoa. Lots of helicopters.com. There's police all over the place here, by the way. It's feeling kind of a little militant here in good old Miami. Let me jump up on this thing here. All right, that was great, Trey. Great move. Thanks. Thank you. All right, this guy almost just hooked me with his line and sinker. Yeah, there's a huge current right now on this intercoastal. Ships come and go. Hey, Sheila from Hooks, Texas. Hey, I think our connection's back. Our connection's back and solid. Yeah, so just before, I was there with my friend Chris Craker and Renee Smith, and Chris had just seen Gary Vee somewhere, and someone in the audience had asked, like, where should I send my kid to college for science or whatever? And Gary Vee almost got angry. He goes, like, look, don't send your kids to college. It's a huge waste of time and money. They come out with a ton of debt, and they no guarantee of a job, and can often be just a waste of 3 or 4 or 5 years. And I certainly agree with that, because the key seems to be non-traditional education. Because I do believe, like he does, that this kind of post-industrialized educational system kind of messes with people, right? And makes you feel like you're supposed to fit into a certain slot in the world, when really you're not necessarily supposed to do that. It's sort of the antithesis of creativity and finding your own way. And another thing that he was talking about up there that I thought was great is just like how hard he works. He doesn't really waste time. He's a machine all the time. And I think like when you're fully engaged in creative, meaningful activity, you do lose track of time. So you can, work whatever, 10, 12, 16 hours a day and just not get tired and continue to get energy from meaningful work. I think a lot of people find this vexing because, so much work that people get stuck in is not meaningful, so it does drain your energy. But the opposite of that's actually true when you're engaged in meaningful work, because it just gives you more energy. That's I know it's strange because it doesn't happen that often, but you know what I mean. A lot of you guys take photos, and you can just keep taking photos like a machine, and you never get tired. That's because you're engaged in a creative, meaningful pursuit. Man, that is some intense water going through there. I don't know if you can tell the flow or not. Yeah, this is where we're headed. I'll do a live show later from my room up there in the Ritz-Carlton. It's totally sweet up there. Yeah, really nice. And then Eric Schmidt was interesting to listen to also. Of course, he got a lot of political questions and sciencey questions and future questions. Same kind of stuff as Will I Am, I thought was great too. And that was the day right after the election. He was a bit down, but still very inspirational. And he's huge on AI. I didn't know that. Will I Am owns an AI company, and he's, of course, I agree that AI is going to change everything in the next 3 or 4 years. I just finished that Kevin Kelly book called The Inevitable. Great book. Love that guy, Kevin Kelly, too. Yeah, just really nice to hang around all those kind of people for out on the open seas. Really fun. Where is this place, Isaac asked? This is in Miami, in the Bal Harbour area. So I probably won't describe this quite well enough, but Miami Beach is quite long, right? It's sort of out in the ocean a little bit, right? And then there's the mainland over there. There's the intercoastal in between. Gosh, maybe it's 30 miles up and down, I guess. And way down there is South Beach, okay? And then way up here on the north part where I am is called Bal Harbour. Actually, last night, was out taking photos and went and had some good Mexican food. Look at these jet ski guys. I'm not really much of a boat guy. I guess I like jet skis, but I don't really like going out on the open seas with a boat because I just get thrashed around a lot. If I want to be thrashed around inside of a closed space, I might as well keep teaching my son to drive more. These guys fishing life. I'm also not much of a fisherman. It's not my thing. Hey, it's a good example. Look, this guy found what he's passionate about. It probably gives him energy to fish, right? It doesn't matter. There's everyone finds their place over time. Yeah. All right, so tune in a little later. My room's kind of near the top up there, and I'll show you the view from up there. It's crazy. I've been taking a lot of photos up there, too. It's almost like having a drone. I don't have a drone out here with me. Curtis was going to bring it out, but of course Curtis had a little incident that he's back covering right now. back recovering, which is good. It's good. Down in the hospital in Cargill. By the way, I've been getting a lot of notes asking if me and my family are okay after the earthquake. Yeah, I don't think it affected Queenstown at all, as far as I can tell. Hey, Joe from Western Australia. What's going on? Hey, Kathy, Texas, I think. All right. Well, you know better than I would. Yeah. Here, we'll end up here. I'll show you the pool at the Ritz-Carlton. It's a pretty dope place up there. Yeah, a really nice day. Beautiful here. Beautiful. So, oh, by the way, I might as well tell you what my camera settings have been. I've been taking a bunch of photos while out here. I'm doing HDR, of course. You know me. Doing auto bracketing. 3 shots you can see right here. See this little dial here? Boop, boop, boop. I set that at -1 during the day. Okay. So then my 3 shots are -3, -1, and +1. That seems to work out pretty well. That guy's jogging. He doesn't really look like a jogger. You never know. Oh, now I gotta get out my key to get into this little secure space. I haven't seen there was this huge police car out here earlier. This police cruiser. I thought, what would a police cruiser possibly be doing on the beach? There's no reason for that. Okay, let's open up our little door here and go inside, and I'll show you the pool, and then we'll end the broadcast. Hey, Edward from Weston FM. What is FM? I don't know what that is. Richard, I'm 10 minutes south of you. Yeah, all right. Oh, good. Girl's gonna get out her key card. I'm gonna act suspicious. I'm not supposed to be in here. Okay? That's my plan. All right. Mr. Buzzer, you want to use mine?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you're the one that's not supposed to be here. I was going to act like I wasn't supposed to be here.
Hi, honey. Did you get it?
There we go.
Okay, I did. Okay, thank you. I did. If there's any problem, let me know.
Thank you. By the way, that wasn't her calling me honey. She was on the phone with someone else.
Thank you, sir.
See, she called me sir. It was nice of her. Nice lady. How can you not be happy on the beach? Come on. Hey, Zen from Prague. What's going on? Victoria from Canada. What's going on? Dominican Republic. Yeah, so this is a pretty cool pool. You know, the ladies out here enjoying having these demigod Cuban men bring them cold drinks. I'm so lame, I'm not really much of a pool guy. I mean, I am a pool guy, but usually I'm in the shade with my laptop working on photos. And then I think, you know, I should really be inside because it's way too bright out here. And then I stop being a pool guy. I always have these grand plans. I'm going to hang out at the pool, you know, have some drinks, work on some photos, and then after 10 or 15 minutes, like, I'm going to go back inside, back in a dark cave where I can really see what I'm doing, which is what I'm going to do right now. All right, you guys, catch me later. I'll do a little show from my room, little room show action, and it'll be great. Okay, thanks for watching. Right here from Dominican Republic. I want to come. It's on my list. It's on my list. All right, let me try this one more time. Let me see if I can end with a commercial break. Tell me what commercial you see. We have this new thing that we got green lighted for. Okay, I'll be back right after. Let me know what you see. Okay. Did the commercial work? It says I'm back live again. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on. That's right, Trisha. A non-boat, non-fisher, non-pool man who lives on an island. Even worse, I live up in the mountains and I don't even snowboard that much. I don't get it. Like I said, I mostly just stay in my studio and work on photos, or I'm driving around in my truck taking photos. I'm sort of or I'm, you know, with the family and kids. Those are the 3 things that I do. Those are the 3 things that I do. Hey, I figured out what I like, right? That's not so bad. But I respect that other people are like pool people. I think that's awesome. I'm not a pool person. I wish I was, because they always seem like they're cool and having fun. Right? Same with the fishermen. Like, they seem like they're really enjoying it. I think that's great. I tried it. I just can't get there. Same with like bouncing around in a boat on open water. I'm like, I feel like I'm on one of those fishing shows in Alaska on the Discovery Channel. I'm like, I'm ready to get off the boat now, guys. So anyway, you know, that's it. It's true. All right, guys. Bye. And I will talk. Yeah, no commercial. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Once again, Hello, my internet friends. How are you? Welcome to a beautiful sunset here in Miami. We're actually gonna go. Let's go take some photos together, shall we? Let's go take some photos. We're here on the northern edge of Miami Beach at Bal Harbour. That's the intercoastal over there. Down here you can see boats passing through out into the Atlantic Ocean. How awesome is that? I've just been sitting here watching boats non-stop. It's been beautiful. Look at that. There's a fast boat. Party people on that boat. If you missed my earlier broadcast, then you will know that I would not want to be on a boat like that. I know a lot of you guys would enjoy that, but not for me. It's too bouncy. I feel like I'm on one of those Alaskan fishing shows in the rough seas on the Discovery Channel, just getting bounced around. Here, let's go to the other side where where you can see the sunset. I'll give you a little room tour in a minute. Nice room, isn't it? This is we're here at the Ritz-Carlton Bal Harbour. This is one of those movies. I don't know if it's Hunger Games or Allegiant or whatever. I honestly get them all confused. It's a girl coming of age movie, or a young person coming of age movie, I guess. Here's my bedroom. So I've got a balcony on the other side, which is kind of cool. Let's go out here. Hey Brenda, hey Sherry, what's going on? Sherry in Vegas. Hey Susan. Yeah, let me know where you guys are watching from. All right, I'll try to get out here. Sorry if you guys saw my messy bag. I'll give you the full room tour in a minute. Here we are. There's my camera. I've got it aimed towards the sun. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Spinning around. Hey Harold, what's going on, Harold Lavage? Here we are. Beautiful sunset. Look at that. Look at that. It's going to be a winner. Winner chicken dinner. Hello from Maryland. Hey Melinda from Minnesota. Billy from Kentucky. Right on. Right on. So last night I was way over. That's downtown Miami. Way over there on the distance. And if we look down, we can see this is sort of the entranceway down here to the Ritz-Carlton. Lots of nice cars down there being parked. Nice cars. One would expect. Okay, before I take the photos, let me show you what I'm shooting on here. I'm shooting on a new Osmo iPhone contraption. Here, let's go in my bathroom, shall we? Let's go to Trey's bathroom. Pretty exciting. Exciting stuff. And it gives me a chance to show you the Osmo. Look, there's a TV there in the mirror. Just so I don't miss any of my hot political updates. So, how cool is this? So this is an Osmo, okay? And it's holding an iPhone, right? The other Osmo that I had its own camera on there, but I prefer using an iPhone because I think the camera is just as good, if not better. I know the audio is better, but so it just stays totally stable no matter how you move it, okay? And then I can also, there's a little thumb switch you can't see here, but I can use it to turn right and left and do all these different things, right? Isn't that cool? I like it a lot. And then if I hold down this button, let me aim it right at you, okay? Oh, double click, by the way, aims it right at you. If I hold down the button, go like this, and I can aim in any direction. And it kind of just stays, it tracks with you as I move. How cool is that? That's super cool, I think. Pete is saying, I hope everything is McKinney, or everything's okay. Pete McKinney says, I hope everything's in New Zealand. Okay, in New Zealand. It is okay, at least down where I am. It's not so good up in Christchurch. I have a nice tub. I might have a little tub time later. It's my exciting bedroom. A really exciting, messy bag. Got a tennis racket, just in case a game of tennis breaks out here in the suite. Got to be ready. Okay, let's take some photos. I'll tell you my settings and stuff. What's going on here? So, Sony A7R Mark II, 24 to 270 lens, really right stuff tripod, Peak Design Summit Edition strap. I love this strap. Daphne says she loves Miami. So do I. Yeah, if you guys are just joining, we're shooting the sunset here in Miami. Let us know where you're watching from. Now, do you see how in this photo right now, the ball, or the sun looks like a big ball, right? Well, there's two ways to take this sunset photo. One way so it looks like a big ball. The other way is so that you get lots of little streaming rays that come out of it, you know, sun rays. But to do that, you have to set your camera at a high f-stop, like f16 or higher. So I find that f16 is more than good enough. All right, so I have mine set on auto bracketing, f16, ISO 100, auto exposure bracketing. You see I've kind of stopped down here, so I've got -1 is my anchor spot. I'm an aperture priority, yes, and then there's a 2-second delay timer before it takes the photos, which I think is unique to this particular camera. So listen to it as we take the pictures. I press the shutter button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, I love that sound. Let's hear it one more time, sports fans. Like that. All right, let's go over to the other side. Let's look out at the water, the boats. We'll come back in a minute and take more photos. All right. Thank you, Anne. You love the view. I love the view too. Here, let me just go through these curtains. This is, here's my passport. And of all things, I just had to go get a bag full of money from the Publix from Western Union because my wallet was stolen. Can you believe it? So, lost my credit cards and some cash. Here's the entryway. Is this pretty? Very pretty. Lost my cash, lost some credit cards, but luckily I called American Express and they were able to help me with global services. Really nice. They sent me a bunch of cash, a new credit card, all that stuff. It's a really nice service they have. And look, when I got here in my room at the Ritz-Carlton, they gave me chocolate and a note. Look at that, how nice. I want to open it, but I want to show you the nice note first. Isn't that nice? A little minibar action. Minibar action. This is where I kind of set up my computer, all my junk. I just got back from this summit at sea. I've been going through all my cards. Look at this guy's card. I mean, that's a card. The Evolved Masculine. Got a big picture of him on there, so I remember. Look at that. Look at that big font. Something else, huh? Got a nice little fridge situation right here. Check out the fridge. It's like fully stocked. I've got a little kitchen. I don't know what to do with all this. I haven't dipped into it yet. All kinds of goodies. I have a stove here in case I decide to make a 5-course dinner for myself. Oh, there's a new backpack. Cool. Yeah, Melinda, I got the chocolates when I arrived. It was really nice. It was very nice. Thank you. I will try to stay safe. New Zealand. Yeah, by the way, if any of you know what movie this is, tell me, is it Hunger Games or that Vigilant, Agilent, Subvergent one? I don't know if any of those names are actually correct or not. Oh, look, here's the sling bag. So I've been using both of these bags. I love that sling bag. All right, let's go outside and look at some boats. Let's go look at some boats. Let's look out the harbor. It's really pretty. I just finished a nice long jog. Actually, so it's funny, when I went to Western Union to get my money that American Express sent me, it's like I'm 2 miles away. So I had to jog. And I ran with my passport down the beach for 2 miles. And I walked into Public, and I looked crazy. I was just like dripping in sweat. I had my passport. I looked like some vagabond. I was like, can I have my money? So now I could stop begging for food. I had to have my friend Renee buy me dinner last night. It's the last good meal I've had in a while. But now I'm flush again. I think there must be some kind of fishing activity going, because all these boats are clustered out there, right? There's lots of birds. I'm not much of a fisherman, so I couldn't really tell you for sure. You see the light starting to change on the horizon. Thomas says he thinks it's insurgent. Alan thinks it's divergent. I think it's subvergent. Is that one of them? Chrysler, Vermont. Oh, that's where you're watching from. I thought that was the name of the movie. If you look closely, you can see the water moving very quickly down there. There's a nice little pathway down here. Let me aim straight down. Lots of people out biking around. Nice place to have dinner down there. I went to the pool for like 10 minutes, and I thought, well, this is kind of lame. I'm just going to go up to the room and work on some photos. I don't know. I got so many photos I want to work on. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? Malevolent. You might be right, Mark. Okay, let's go take one more photo, and then I'll say goodbye to you guys for the evening. All right, let's walk over here. I could play tennis in this room, but I have to play by myself. It wouldn't be too bad. At least I would win. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Ah. Well, I bought a tennis racket here because everything's so expensive in New Zealand. I always get a bunch of supplies going here. All right, Thomas is clearing it up here. Divergent is the series, so Divergent is also the first one. Insurgent is the second one. The third one's called Allegiant. All right. Man, that guy is like the ex-gent Wikipedia. I'm impressed. I always see him on the plane, and I get confused. I'm easily confused. Okay, so I'm going to do one more series of shots at f16, so I get the starburst, and then I'll try one at like f5 without the starburst, just to see what the difference is. All right, I got to look in here, double check my settings. f16, ISO 100. So the first exposure is 1/125th of a second. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Actually, let me crank it all the way up to f25. One cool thing about these mirrorless cameras is that you get to see live on the viewfinder what it looks like, right? So you get to see how many starbursts you're actually seeing, which is pretty neat. Yeah, that's pretty neat. One more series of shots. All right. Maybe one of those will turn out. Maybe one of those will turn out. There's always great sunsets here in Miami. All you Floridians are quite lucky. You know how lucky you are. All right, I'll go here. I'll end this in a unique way. I'll go say goodbye to you in my bathroom. All right? Seems like a nice place to say goodbye, because then you can see me. All right? I've never ended a live broadcast by saying goodbye in my bathroom. I think I should turn on some lights or something. Is the light? Oh, that's a fan. I spent a lot of time fumbling around for lights. Oh, there we go. All right, that's much better. Okay, for those of you just joining us, I'm shooting this on this new Osmo gimbal that holds an iPhone. Really cool. I love it. It's like my new favorite thing. And I like it better on the iPhone because well, A, it's already connected to the internet, which is nice. B, I think the audio video is better. C, when I want to get off the high quality one, I don't have to take out a SD card and put it in my computer. I can just sync it up. Actually, I'm more of an Android fan, to tell you the truth. Much more of an Android fan, but they don't make one yet that holds an Android, but I hope they do soon. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. I will see you next time. Farewell from Miami. I'll take a few more photos. Wish me luck. Okay, bye. And clicking finish. Hello, my internet friends. How are you guys today? It's another beautiful day here in Ball Harbor, Miami, Florida. I've just kind of been sitting out on the deck, watching all the boats roll by. Last night, watched the supermoon rise right there. I heard it's going to be out again tonight. I'll tell you one thing for sure, is that I have never gotten a good photo of the supermoon. And I fear I never will. That's okay. It's okay. I have low expectations. I find that's kind of the key to life, right? Low expectations, or no expectations, even better. Hey, Mark Orange, Ice Trey. That's right, Ice Trey in the house, by the way. For those of you that don't know, Ice Trey is my rapper name. I've heard that if you put like hot water inside of an ice tray that it freezes faster, but I don't really know the physics of this, the true thermodynamics. of that event. I feel like someone with the name Ice Trey should have full knowledge of Ice Trey thermodynamics. However, my knowledge is extremely limited. Okay, let's scroll down here. By the way, I'm using that new Osmo. Hey, John Hollander from Denmark. Mark from Port Charlotte. Naz from the Bay Area. What's going on, everybody? This beautiful view. So we're on like the northern tip. This is kind of the northern tip of Miami Beach. It just goes on and on up there forever. Not so many boats out today. Yeah, I think great clouds. This is my favorite time to take cloud photos, by the way. My favorite time. That's right, Ollie, aren't they great? Hey, Wendy Miller from Baltimore. All these boats. This is like a Florida lifestyle. You just kind of get on a boat, or you sit on the beach. Pretty good lifestyle. Yo, Gomez, you live close by. It is nice and warm. It's about 72 degrees here. Nice and toasty. I'm here at the Ritz-Carlton in Bal Harbour. I just went out and did some shopping. I got a haircut. And every time I walk in the door, they give me another glass of champagne. It's nice. I'm like, do you want some champagne? I was like, well, why not? That seems like a good idea. And look, they give you cookies. Maybe a little handwritten note. Mr. Trey. It makes me seem so official, doesn't it? Here, I'll go say hello in the mirror. Okay. Say hello in the mirror. What's going on here? Oh, and I can show you the Osmo in case you missed it yesterday. Here I am in the mirror. Hello. Hello, world. How are you guys doing? Hello, my internet friends. Let me turn this a little bit here. So this is the new Osmo that holds an iPhone. Hey, Judy from Hawaii. What's going on? Hey, Daphne. How are you? Hello, Wilma at Coraz from Brazil. So isn't that cool? So no matter how I turn this, it stays really steady. So like, let's say I turn it like about 45 degrees this way. It does a really smooth turn. So it generally stays straight, especially if I hold down this button. Okay, and I can tilt it forward, backwards. How cool is that? Really cool. Isn't that neat? Mark, did I meet your favorite director of all times, Quentin Tarantino? Yes, I wouldn't say we're best friends or anything, but extremely briefly. Really nice guy. Really nice guy. By the way, that's the new sling bag right there. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's go outside. Let's go outside here. Let's go back outside. How long am I in town? Just a few more hours, I'm afraid. Hot water is called the Mpemba effect. Nicole, I think you just made that up. You can't just throw a bunch of consonants together like that, like an M and a P, and have us believe it. It just is frankly unbelievable. Hey Peggy, you're watching from your computer in Lake Forest, California. Awesome. Maria from Hoboken. What's going on? Yeah, it's a beautiful day here. It's a little humid actually. I just walked a few miles to get my hair cut. Did a little light shopping just to buy a few things that are too expensive in New Zealand. Just threw them in my bag. Yeah, but I've been taking a ton of photos, having a good time. Google it. Oh, Nicole, don't say it like that. So serious. Of course I will Google it. I will Google it now. I trust you. I'm just kidding. Anmar says, have I tried the new Zeiss Batiste lenses? Let me flip this thing around. I'm not cool enough to know what that is. I'm not really that much of a gearhead. I do try a bunch of different lenses. I would say mostly what I use now is really the Leica lenses, or I'm actually switching very soon to the Hasselblad, the new Hasselblad mirrorless system, which I'm quite excited about. Very excited about, actually. I think it's called the X1D. Is that what it's called? I got to play with it for a while I was in, where was I? Cologne, and that was great. Here, I'll switch it back around. You want to see me. You want to see the water, right? Much more interesting than seeing me. Okay, go. All these fishermen. Look, I don't know if you can tell how strong the current is, but that guy is moving pretty fast, but hardly even moving Steven is asking if my home was affected by the earthquakes. No, it wasn't, thank goodness. I live down in the mountains in Queenstown, so it was pretty chill down there. Pretty okay. That was all up on the north part of the South Island. Anne-Marie Francois from France. Bonjour, ça va? Est-ce que vous voulez écouter un poème de Jean La Fontaine? La cigale ayant chanté tout l'été s'est trouvé pour des pour vous. Quand la bise fut venue, pas un seul petit morceau de mouche vous avez mis so. Elle a la couillée par mine chez la forme sa voisine. La rayon du livre dire quelques grammes pour subsister jusqu'à la say. You like this? I go on and on. Matthew McCarty. What kinds of things are the most spendy in New Zealand? I don't know, just anything that needs to be imported that's not made there. So stuff like tennis rackets, some vitamins, stuff like that. Hey, Carol from Toledo. Yeah, if you guys are watching, let us know where you're watching from. Always interesting to see. Can I speak Kentucky? I can understand it. Hey, Gino Barrasso, what's happening, bro? You should be here with me. By the way, I'm working on a secret plan to get Gino out to California with me in a few months to do some shows. I think that'll be fun. Hey, Vitale from Europe, Moldova. All right. How are you? What's going on, Moldova? I don't think we've ever had anyone tune in from Moldova. I'm good at my geography, but I'm not sure I could find Moldova on a map. I know that seems kind of lame, just being honest. Hey, Wilmar from Pretoria, South Africa. I'm not going to try to speak Kentucky. I can speak Texas, but I won't do that either. Look, this is not an accent show, really. Not really. I guess it could transport into one. I don't know how many accents Gino Barrasso could do. I'm sure he could do a few. No doubt about it. Trevor, Ottawa? All right. And Sydney? Look at that. 2 Commonwealth countries in a row. 3 including me from New Zealand. 3 including me. Yeah, I like this kind of day. These are actually one of my favorite times to shoot HDR because I think the more you take pictures, the more you like become sort of a cloud whisperer, right? So you get these big old puffy cumulus clouds that are at one level, and then like several thousand feet up more is that other kind of cirrus level. And sometimes you get 3 levels with the really high icy clouds. So this kind of stuff comes out awesome in HDR. And actually, one thing I encourage you to do, which is something people don't normally do, if you go to a park, like you see that nice park over there, just like go lay down on your back with a dog, probably your own dog, not a random dog, is look at the sky and watch the clouds, and soon, like you're going to see so much variation in the clouds that our eyes just kind of, you don't pay attention to because you're much more sensitive to colors and shapes and textures on the ground than you are in the sky, but really, there's just as much texture and stuff up there. And I think that's why when people look at HDR clouds, they're like, whoa, those clouds are really crazy. Well, you know, what really happens is your brain filters a lot of that stuff out in real life, but the more you look at the clouds, the more you start to realize that all that stuff is out there. Look, I'm just going to aim at the clouds for a while. See that? Look at that. Beautiful. Omi from Florida. You Floridians are lucky with these incredible clouds. Bad audio. I'm surprised to hear that. There's no wind here. It should be pretty good. I'm using the iPhone. That's a nice yacht. There are a lot of nice boats here. Hillary Leisure. That's a cool name, Hillary. Am I going to shoot the clouds tonight? Probably, or the supermoon tonight. I will be in LA tonight. I'm not spending the night, I'm just connecting. I've got a long series of flights to get back to New Zealand. Of all things, I'm going Miami, then I'm going to Atlanta, and then LA, and then Sydney, and then Auckland, and then Queenstown. Can you believe it? It's a bit much, isn't it? It's a bit much. By the way, if you're just tuning in, this is that cool new Osmo. People are asking how it works. I don't know how it works. It's a series of tubes, as far as I can tell. A series of tubes and gimbals. I love it though, it seems pretty cool. And I like this Osmo much better than the other Osmo. The other Osmo has like a built-in camera on it. It looks like that the bad guy from Half-Life, remember? No, Portal. What was it? GLaDOS. So this one is much better, I think. Look, I'm all packed up, all ready to go. I have too many cookies. I couldn't eat them all. So if anyone wants those cookies, let me know. I'll FedEx them to you. So the reason I like this one better is because A, it's an iPhone. The video quality I think is a little bit better. And the other reason is that all the high-def video is saved like right on the camera, right? So you don't have this SD card. It's easy to sync up, all that sort of thing. Matthew's saying, how's Curtis doing? I just talked to him, at least via texting, via Messenger, and he's getting discharged from the hospital in Invercargill today, which is good news. And Melissa's going to drive him back to New Zealand, or back to Queenstown. Well, he'll begin his recovery. It's kind of rough shape. It'll take a few months before he's back to normal Curtis. But look, I mean, he could have broken his neck or a million worse things. So all things considered, good. The surgery went well. No complications. He's a tough guy. I'm not worried about Curtis. He'll recover. Tough guy. Tough guy. Hillary, yes, an iPhone. Even though this iPhone, Hillary, is just for Facebook Live, which is dedicated. I have an Android system, which is my normal phone. You're waiting on the supermoon in the French Pyrenees. Oh, that sounds awesome. Sounds pretty cool. That'd be neat to get a shot. Look, if you get a supermoon shot, it's all about the context in the foreground, right? That's what it's about to me. If you just get a shot of the supermoon just alone in the sky, it's a little boring, because we've seen a million of those, right? It's all about like getting, I don't know, like Uhura in the foreground or something. That would be great. You got to get Uhura up in the French Pyrenees. That would be really epic. Hey, okay, you guys, I'm going to try going to a commercial. I'm still not sure how this works. I'm going to hit this button, and I'm going to say take a break. We've been whitelisted for ads, and I'm really curious if you guys see different ads or the same ads. So tell me after this. This show brought to you by... And we're back. I think that's only like the fourth time we've tried doing a commercial. I usually forget. Let me know how it works or what you saw. Sometimes I go to commercial break and it doesn't go to commercial break. I've got a little button I can push. And I don't, honestly, I don't even know I don't think I make any money from it. I think Facebook makes all the money, but maybe eventually they'll come up with some kind of split. I have no idea really how it works. I'm just being honest with you guys. Someday you saw nothing. Jim Simmons saw Hilton Visa. Steven saw a Doritos commercial. Hillary saw Chanel. All right, that seems apropos. You're a female, you saw Chanel. David saw nothing. Klaus saw nothing. Daphne saw nothing. Wow, it's kind of weird. Maybe you guys are just like impossible to have any demographics. So Gino's getting an Osmo. You'll love it. Oh My Sion saw no ad. Nothing in the UK. Huntley, Scotland. A Kia. Melinda, you saw a Kia. I wonder, Melinda, have you like searched for a Kia lately? I always wonder if you've been cookied or something. Wilf, jab for flu. It's a weird commercial. Tommy Moore saw a Visa commercial. Whoa. Okay, all right. Interesting. All right, I'll flip this thing around and say goodbye to you guys. Hey, Amanda from Chattanooga. Put around and say goodbye. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Good luck with the supermoon tonight. I guess my supermoon advice is try to get something interesting in the foreground, like some people or like a lighthouse or a something. All right, because I think otherwise, honestly, you're just getting a picture of a moon by itself, and even though it might be sort of like a technical achievement, I don't know if it's really that artistic, because you're kind of capturing something that hundreds of thousands of people have already captured. So it can be sort of like a box to tick to see if you can technically do it. But I think the next step would try to be to make something artistic. And I'm still a big fan of the Uhura thing. All right, if you can make that happen, get her on top of a sand dune, doing the moon dance, that would be, I mean, that could be mind-blowing. All right, with showing the Atlantic Ocean, all it has to offer. When will I do a processing demo again? Probably after I get back to New Zealand, which will just be a few days. right, everyone, thanks for watching, and I will see you later, my internet friends. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Bye.